Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I have missed you all so much. Sorry I've had so many things going on and just been super busy and tried to make a couple different videos and just didn't get them recorded in time and thought, well, now it's kind of old news, but I'm going to try to catch back up and with the most recent. But I hope everyone is doing well and looking forward to the upcoming holiday season. So the latest CNN Heroes, Spotify, and Clevr Coffees. So, and Archwell Audio. So let's take a look and see what these two have been up to. And I know that so much had happened, and Meghan's story about the miscarriage, which I do not believe, and just some of those things I thought, I'm not going to give that any coverage because I feel so terrible for the people who have had miscarriages, have went through difficult times, and have had trouble trying to conceive, and I just don't believe that any of that's true. And so I just refuse to give her any time on the video about that. Many thanks to each of you. I'm so glad that you stayed with me. Full disclaimer can be found down below in the description. Thanks to each of you for watching. And if you enjoy the video, I hope you'll like and subscribe. So let's go ahead and get to it. The first thing that we have is from the Daily Mail. And it says, it pays to have good friends. Oprah Winfrey's Instagram post promoting the Duchess of Sussex coffee was $1 million post in free publicity, putting Meghan and Harry on a path to building a $1 billion brand. So now she's come out with these really expensive, I think almost $30 a pack, lattes and turmeric coffees that are all for the person that's the real health nut, and they're supposed to be very energizing and everything for you. And she made a big promotion about investing in it, and this and said she wanted to help women founders. And this is one of the co-founders, but she lied again because actually the co-founder with this young lady, and we'll get into that in a moment, is a man that she went to college with. So let's go ahead and move on. She's invested in Clevr blends, and that's the name of these coffees, and they make powdered oats and super lattes. And Oprah, of course, as you probably already know, has posted about them on Instagram, and she thanked her LA neighbor M, for them. And because of all of her followers, they're saying that, that was a very expensive tweet or post on Instagram and worth about $1 million. So PR experts say Miss Winfrey's backing is worth millions in free publicity for the drink. Royal commentators believe coffee investment will raise eyebrows at the palace because part of their agreement is they're not supposed to get into food products and things that can look bad on the royal family. And it was said that allegedly they didn't even ask for approval, and that, it's like, let me go ahead and make the deal, and then I'll say sorry later. But she tried to say that Harry wasn't part of that deal. Well, where did she get all of this money to invest? It said they've entered into this after the $100 million contract with Netflix after immigrating in January. Oprah Winfrey's decision to promote Meghan Markle's new range of vegan coffee to her 19.2 million Instagram followers, worth about $1 million, $1 million, and is probably the most valuable piece of free publicity in history. So you scratch my back, I scratch yours. So they're all working together. But I never saw that the Apple Plus deal or documentary that Harry was supposed to be doing with Oprah, and that was, said back many, many months ago. But it said PR guru Mark Borkowski told Mail Online that the $28 per pack oat milk super lattes are the first baby steps toward Meghan and Harry's building their $1 billion brand for themselves in the U.S. It came as Meghan and Harry signed this exclusive deal with Spotify to host, produce podcasts that build community through shared experiences, narratives, and values. It is not known how much the contract is worth, but but the streaming service agreed that a $100 million deal with comedian Joe Rogan back in May. So, and of course, this is Meghan, and, she doesn't even look like herself anymore. And, her lips are all blowed up, it looks like, with Botox and fillers all in her face. And it looks like she's trying to emulate Kate Middleton in this, because this isn't her normal wardrobe style. And I just find it so disgusting, and why she's trying to get in with CNN and talk about the heroes when she has nothing to do with it. Everything William and Kate do, Meghan thinks that she can do better. I have never seen anyone so sick and narcissistic in my life, to think that people want to see her and that people want to hear what she's got to say. When you go back and listen to any of the videos that she's put out, and the clips, she regurgitates and repeats the same old things. And of course, this is Oprah when she does the Instagram post, and she's got the basket from Meghan. And this was her comments. On the first day of Christmas, my neighbor M sent to me a basket of deliciousness. Yes, that's M, and she's got the crown emoji. My new drink of choice for the morning and night. Wish I had at Clevr Blends sooner, cause I would have added it to my favorite things list. Happy holidays. So, yeah, she's promoting her. And when she gets this kind of promotion, she's probably not paying Oprah for it, but because of what it's worth in the post, Meghan and Harry may find themselves having to pay taxes on this. So this is one of the co-founders, and she said, the team behind the Sussex-backed coffee, who claim to be dedicated to giving a shit about the world. This is the British-born CEO, Hannah Mendoza, co-founded the company in January 2019 with 31-year-old Roger Coppola. But, of course, Meghan doesn't want to promote him. They both attended UC Santa Barbara, with Mendoza graduating in 2014. And even though she's saying it's a woman-run company, well, yeah, there's other women that work there, but this is the partner. This is the guy who's as the operations manager now, but he is the co-founder, and he helped come up with the concept of this and the ingredients. So he was a biology, psychology graduate from the University of California. He is initially an academic associate at UCSB Neuroscience Research Institute in Santa Barbara. Elton John's former publicist, Gary Farrow, who represents many UK stars, has warned, despite the valuable free publicity, the Sussex could eventually be hit with a gigantic tax bill, because the authorities in the US and the UK are looking to claw back some of the huge amounts of cash made by stars using the Wild West of online influencing. So they're trying to go after them and make them pay taxes on these promotions, because it's like money invested into this. So she's invested in the woman-led Lie firm based in Montecito. Prince Harry and their 19-month-old Archie goes into all that. We'll just skip. And it says that it's understood that Meghan contacted the firm, which donates 1% of revenue to food justice organizations, after trying its product. It sells the instant lattes in 3 other flavors, matcha, chai, and coffee, at £21 for 14 servings. Very expensive. And this PR expert, we just went over to that, and it just talks about her post was worth at least $500,000 to even over $1 million, and you can be sure that the tax man will be looking very closely at this. Afraid at some point they're going to get into some kind of tax trouble, and I'm sure that the palace is very upset about this, and the Queen is not happy, and maybe this will be the final straw. I know that she's given them until March the 31st, but I can't see how that she will allow them the option or extend that deadline with everything that they've done, and especially going ahead with another project like they did with Netflix, without getting the legal team involved at the palace and getting their okay or permission, because this was definitely a no-no. So they're breaking all the rules and just hoping that they'll continue to get away with it. So she's talking about here in the video message for the U.S. news channel CNN from the gardens of her mansion. She saluted the quiet heroes of the coronavirus pandemic, praising key workers and those who volunteer at food banks. Meghan and Harry have helped several charities to distribute food in Los Angeles. Yep, they helped one day and made about 4 deliveries, and then they worked at another place where meals were being made, helped out a few hours, and they gave out backpacks at a place, but they carry their own photographer, and it's all for PR, and it wants to make them look good. But I want to know how much they've actually given to people who are starving, or bought food and or provided donations to these food banks. They don't want to do anything that comes out of their own pocketbook, but they want to be seen as humanitarians and being very charitable, which is just not the case. And again, that's the co-founders of the Clevr coffees. Oh, just threw in a little something else for you. I don't know if you guys are Tom Cruise followers or not, but it said they become fairly inseparable. Tom Cruise, 58, dating Mission Impossible 7 co-star Haley Atwell, 38, after filming brought them closer together. So if he does marry her, that'll be his 4th wife. And it says that he hasn't had a high-profile romance since Katie Holmes back in 2012. So back to Meghan and Harry. This is the CNN story. It said that the Duchess of Sussex honors communities responding to America's food crisis. Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, pays tribute to the people working to ensure that Americans have food during the pandemic. I'd like to know what it is that she's actually doing and why she's jumping on this heroes thing. And it's already been said in the news that she and Harry want to recognize people for all these different categories and have their own little heroes award. Anything Will and Kate can do, Meghan thinks that she can do better. Anything that the Queen does, Meghan thinks she can do better. All she does is copycat everything that they've done. Just like using those young kids that came in to the studio that they did the podcast with about, getting teenagers to talk and about how they were doing and, how they were doing mentally during the pandemic. So I'm sure she asked them questions and thought, I'll just steal their idea and come up with her own podcast deal. So Prince Harry and Meghan Markle strike the podcast deal with Spotify, and this is from Deadline. Prince Harry and the Duke of Sussex and Meghan, the Duchess, have struck an exclusive podcast partnership with Spotify following the Obama playbook. The royal duo will produce audio programming via their company, Archwell Audio, as part of their multi-year partnership. And they're supposedly going to bring people in and interview them and get their different perspectives on it and want to hear, diverse perspectives and voices, trying to stay woke and keep up with all that. And says a holiday special hosted by the Duke and Duchess will air later this month, produced in partnership with Spotify's Gimlet Studio, and it will feature stories of hope and compassion from inspirational guests in celebration of the new year. We have enough media and programs out there who do this. Why they want to be the ones to talk about this and bring people in. They just want to ride the coattails of anybody else that's actually done the real work, and they don't want to put in the real work that they do. It says, what we love about podcasting is that it reminds us all to take a moment and to really listen, to connect to one another without distraction. With the challenges of 2020, there's never been a more important time to do so, because we hear each other and hear each other's stories, and we're reminded how interconnected we all are. Oh my gosh. And they just go on and on and on, and it's just disgusting. So I'm going to let you listen to just a few seconds of this because I just couldn't bear anymore. Oh, and let's see if that... Sorry, let's try that again.
Should we start? No? Ladies first?
No, say it, because I think it sounds really nice with your accent.
What, Archwell Audio?
Yeah.
Archwell Audio.
I mean...
Really?
Shall we?
Yeah, let's do it. Hi guys, I'm Harry.
And I'm Meghan. One of the things my husband and I have always talked about is our passion for meeting people and hearing their stories. And no matter what the story, they usually offer you an understanding of where someone else is coming from. And at the same time, remind you in some way of a story about yourself.
And that...
I'm sorry, I just couldn't take much more on that. But they are the most disgusting, despicable people that I've ever seen, and how they just try to position themselves to look like they're doing all these things. And I guess this is part of the new PR team, the two ladies, and their strategy for them. I just don't think there's any way to make them change their impressions that we have about them. And it's just so disgusting how they put themselves out there and throw these little PR stories out there to try to improve their image, because it's just not going to work. We know everything that they've done. You guys, we've all followed and listened to everyone report on them and everything that's written about them. And please let me know what you think in the comments. And I just think that their podcast is going to be a big failure, and it will be free in the beginning, but they're going to charge a monthly subscription charge to be able to listen to them spout this nonsense and anything they can do to make money. And I'm just shocked at it all, and I'm just shocked at her PR stunt with the New York Times and about the miscarriage. I'm still so disgusted over that, and I think that for her to do that, and I believe in my heart that it was made up, is a slap in the face for all the people who have endured that, and that we've had trouble conceiving, or we've lost children, through miscarriage. And so many women have been through this, and it's such a struggle and such a heartbreaking thing. And I've had family members who have lost them far along in their pregnancies as well. And it's just, for her to try to get sympathy from people, to think, is this her excuse so that then she can get a surrogate and act like it's her first time getting a surrogate to carry a baby. I just don't believe she was pregnant at all. But anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. Hope you're staying safe and being healthy. And I hope you're looking forward to the holidays. Let me know how everybody's doing. Let me know what you think. Anything else you'd like for me to talk about. And I'll be back with you all very soon. Thank you all again for watching. Lots of love to each of you. And we'll talk to you soon.